What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be doing a Boston Celtics Realistic Rebuild. I just really quickly wanted to jump into this one. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It would be greatly appreciated. If you have not subbed, then you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But if we look at the Boston Celtics, man, personally, I've always wanted to think this team was a contender in the East. Last year, they barely got into the playoffs, though, had to play in the play-in tournament, the first ever play-in tournament, and now it is time to make this team where I want them to be. So obviously the Celtics made a lot of trades this previous offseason, did a lot of things, a lot of different things. They also gave out some money. They gave Marcus Smart an extension, they gave Robert Williams an extension, and they also gave Josh Richardson another extension as well. So they handed out some money. Not even kidding. Like, there was some money handed out for the Celtics roster. Now, does that mean they're going to stick with what they have? I don't think so. I think there's going to be some trades or some things going on behind the scenes that eventually will come to light for the Celtics roster. I think it is pretty important with all the, amount of young guys that we do have that we can finally, eventually find a way to trade for someone to help out Tatum and Jaylen Brown. That is my ideal goal in today's video. So we're going to go ahead, simulate this first season since this is a realistic rebuild. It doesn't make a lot of sense to make a move right now. So we're just going to go ahead and wait, simulate to the end of the year 2022, and then get to the offseason and make our moves from there. So let's go ahead and check out what 2K thinks about this Boston Celtics roster in this first season. Season number 1 comes to an end, and it looks like for 2K, Celtics have a pretty good team. They are third seed out east, so we're in the, in the thick of things. We could definitely compete for a championship, but I don't think this roster has enough yet, which is where I come in, obviously. So we get to play the Chicago Bulls in the first round. If we look at the player stats, 28 from Jaylen Brown. So Jaylen Brown took a huge leap, 28 points per game. He went from averaging 25.8, which is that's per 36 actually. Let's look at career stats. So 24.7 to 28 points per game. Big W. That's what we love to see, the improvement there. Tatum, obviously. So these two obviously aren't going anywhere throughout the video. You definitely love to have both of them are, both good guys that could score and play defense. So you love that. So now, does that translate though into playoff basketball? Are we able to beat a team like Chicago who made a lot of changes and get to the second round? Somebody current round. And no, we lose in 6 games. So unfortunately, what we have is not enough to compete in the East at all, as we got the Milwaukee Bucks beating the Clippers in 7 games to win the championship, win their second one in a row. So good for them. So this offseason is going to be an important one because we want to make a big move in order to help our situation out. So we just got to the playoffs, but it didn't lead to anything. So we have the 26th pick in the draft. We also have, by the way, I have no idea what happened with my 2K, but it said that I had a bunch of files corrupted. So yeah, it's going to teach me how to play this game again. I don't know why. I don't know what happened or why my files are corrupted, but it is now giving me tutorials again. So bear with me on that. I have no idea why it's doing that. I really don't. So whatever though. So as far as head coach is concerned, I don't know why Ime Udoka is already a free agent. He signed a 4-year deal and 2K already has him as a free agent. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but hey, am I shocked? No, not really. So we got more that we could spend here, though. So we are definitely going to be using that to our advantage. So we're going to we could probably fill out this whole staff if we're honest with ourselves. So let's go ahead, look for a wing whisperer real quick if I can find one. We got one down here. Got 2 badges. Welcome to the team. And like I said, we could honestly fill this whole thing out if we really wanted to. Well, Hardy's got some badges. And then as far as big man, again, we could sign at least one of them. Post D. What do we got? Perimeter D coach. What are we? I'm on post D. Okay, let's look for post D. Got 3 badges right here. All right, honestly. And we still have 880K. So we might as well just fill this whole thing out, huh? Big man, coach. That's what it is. And we have another couple badges sitting right here. So just like that, I think that may be the first time I ever filled out the whole staff. So that is our whole coaching staff now. I like that Evan Turner's on here as well. That's cool. All right, let's go to the draft now. So on draft night, we obviously, like I said, kind of want to make a big move here, if at all possible. As far as trade finder, we have Mark Smart, Robert Williams. Like I said, they gave some extensions out, Smart, Robert Williams, which are 2 guys I want to keep if possible, but their money is going to be tough to keep if we want to make a big trade. So we'll see. We do have 26th pick in the draft. As far as first initial thought, obviously, that's been kind of a rumor for the Celtics, would be a guy like Bradley Beal on the Wizards, but getting him is a little tough. 8th seed for the Wizards, so we could try obviously to get him, but I don't know how possible it's going to be. Might be pretty tough barring any circumstances. Just I don't know. I don't see a circumstance where we could get Bradley Beal here. So we're just gonna jump in with the 26th pick and just kind of grab whatever. It really doesn't matter. But I still want to make a big trade this offseason regardless of what happens. So guess I'll take a wing player here. Not that we need one, but let's go to our second round pick now, and then we'll grab Josiah James, Jordan James. All right, boom. Welcome to the team, both of you guys. And just like that, we'll sign both of them, and we're cool on that. Player options, Al Horford, $26 million. I mean, I don't think we should be accepting that, and if we can decline it, I think it's probably in our best interest to do so. So we are going to go ahead and probably accept Grant Williams' contract and Juancho's those. Josh Richardson, Al Horford. Actually, we probably could use both their salaries to kind of use them, honestly, as Al Horford, he's going to be expiring contract, so I don't think we have any money. But $26 million might be hard to get rid of. I don't know if any team be willing to take on $26, or $26 million. So I think I'm going to go ahead and decline that. I think trading $26 million from Al Horford away would be a little tough. So I'm probably going to put ourselves in a situation where we don't have to worry about it. All right. So with that being said, we accepted Josh Richardson. And of course, like I mentioned, we don't have any money. We can sign Al Horford back, though, on a cheaper deal. So that's cool at the very least. If nothing else, we can at least sign it back. So how am I going to make this team better is the question. So again, like I mentioned earlier, Bradley Beal would be the home run hitter that we're looking for this offseason. How possible is that going to be? He is a free agent, though, so I don't really know. Obviously, we don't have enough money to sign him, so maybe Bradley Beal just isn't going to be possible, unless if we were going to do some sign and trade with the Wizards, but I feel like the Wizards are going to be, I don't know. I don't think we have enough trade value here. So let's just say, for instance, we throw in, we could throw in, you know, the two guys we just drafted, 3-star, and then we also have Josiah James Jordan. How is Romeo has 2-star value. Naismith has 2.5. I mean, I guess it's possible, but Peyton Pritchard has 2.5. I mean, it's possible, and then 1.5. So it's possible to get Bradley Beal in a situation, because we're gonna have to throw in some money to make this work as well. So guess maybe I wait a few days for free agency. I am gonna go ahead though and probably sign Al Horford back. Just because, I mean, might as well, right? 10 million's not too bad. So we'll have Al Horford come back to us, and then I'll probably wait for Bradley Beal to get a signing, which he did. Moratorium's gone now. So now it is time to see if we can pull off a trade in order to get Bradley Beal. I don't know how possible it's going to be. We're going to go to the Wizards, who they gave him a no trade clause, so that might be even harder to get him now. So let's say we throw in, like, again, we're going to have to kind of throw in our young players here who we just drafted. Naismith, whose value is not that good. Josh Richardson, obviously, you're going to have to throw him in just to make the money work. And then we have Romeo Langford's. Yeah, it's not looking good right now. I don't think they're going to accept this. So if I threw in all this for Bradley Beal, yeah, it's not going to happen. So Bradley Beal would have been the home run hitter, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. There is another guy who I think could be helpful. He isn't the most home run hitter, but Malcolm Brogdon, getting him to be the point guard of this team, I think would actually become very handy to us. So if we threw in, obviously, Josh Richardson's money, we're going to have to give up assets because they're taking on the worst player. So let's say we gave them, give them our second round who we just drafted, and let's say a future 2026 pick. Would they accept that? They don't. Right now, they're not accepting that. Okay. Also throw you Grant Williams, someone I'm not too. Okay, so they don't want to take Grant Williams. Is Romeo Langford a little bit more enticing to you? No. Okay, so far, not going to happen. All right, and then last I could throw in Juancho. They don't agree still. And I'll throw in a second and another second. All this for Brogdon. They still don't agree. Okay. So getting Brogdon is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. But I'm not giving up yet. So last but not least, I could throw in maybe instead of... Yeah, maybe we do this instead. They don't agree. And I'll give you a couple seconds. They still don't agree. Damn. Okay. One more second. Damn. Okay. Getting Brogdon is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. I don't want to throw another first in, though, to be honest. Okay, that was we gave up both our picks for get Malcolm Brogdon, but hey, I think in the long run it gives us a very serviceable point guard. Dennis Schroeder was there now, and Celtics were looking for a point guard, so now we have Brogdon, Peyton Pritchard, Marcus Smart, Jalen Brown, Juancho, Jason Tatum, and then Robert Williams and Al Horford. So of course, Al Horford's money is still here that we could use, and we still also have more money that we throw in. Like, we could probably upgrade our center spot. I do like Robert Williams, though. Personally, I do. So I don't know if I'll go too crazy on trying to upgrade it. So, I mean, I'm pretty content with what we got. The only thing we really need to do is sign some depth at the point, our shooting guard spot, or big man spot, and then we're ready to go. So I have Maxi Klebas sitting out here, who could be a nice addition to the team. So we'll go ahead and give him a deal. And then I think that's about all we're going to be able to do. And then I guess I'll throw Mr. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope a contract. So that's going to be kind of our big offseason. Nothing crazy. I think getting Malcolm Brogdon, though, does go a long way for this team. Just another point guard option that we can rely on. So let's go straight to player progression now. So going to player progression, Marcus Smart's going down overall. Not ideal. Al Horford, obviously down 3 overall, but he can still be fine. So yeah, not ideal at all to see Marcus Smart going down overall as somebody we just gave an extension to. You know, obviously he's pretty important to the Celtics roster, but his money might come in handy later. Wouldn't love trading Marcus Smart, but if there is a trade out there to make this team better, might just have to. We'll see though. So we once again finish up as the 3rd seed out east. So nothing, you know, too crazy, but hey, we were able to once again get back to a top 3 team in the east. No big jump or anything, but looking at the player stats, 28 from Jason Tatum, 21 from Jaylen Brown, and then 16 from Malcolm Brogdon, 12 from Peyton Pritchard, 10, 9.5, 8.8, and 7.2. All right, so once again, it's kind of just a wait and see kind of thing, see how this is going to go. So Ben Simmons still in Philadelphia, as we all know, in 2K, but in real life, who knows how that's going to end. So many current round against Philadelphia, and we are going to beat them in 7. So Philly and Boston, as we all know, have met up in the playoffs quite a bit, and hey, we were able to get that on them this time. So now we get to play the Miami Heat, another team out east that's pretty damn good. So a little nervous for this series. Their bench is actually really bad though, so maybe that helps us. Many current round against Miami, and we beat them in 5, and just like that, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. So getting Malcolm Brogdon probably was a huge help for this team. I do like it on paper, but I think there is definitely a world where we could be better than what we are right now. So now we get to play Atlanta, another good team out east. So this could be a tough finals for us, or conference finals, I should say. 7 current round, and we are going to lose in 5. So hey, we did get to these conference finals though, so that's huge. Now I get to play Clippers and Atlanta Hawks. Now we got the Atlanta Hawks winning it all in 5 games. Okay, well, first step was getting to the playoffs as the 3rd seed and getting eliminated in the first round. Second step was the Eastern Conference Finals. Now it's time for that 3rd step, get to the finals and win a championship. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to achieve that? Well, we're going to have to make some more moves. We're going to have to sign Malcolm Brogdon back. We're going to have to maybe trade for a legit big man, whether that's at the power forward or the center spot, or maybe even replace the shooting guard spot right now. I don't know. We need to find a way to make this team better though. That is for sure something we need to do. So I think we did that last offseason, but now it's time to get even more aggressive. So we have 3 guys here that we can trade away. Al Horford looks like he might have retired because he's not here, and I'm gonna assume that he did, and that sucks because I definitely wanted to use his money, but oh well. So he's gone. So how are we going to make this team better without Al Horford's contract? More adversity we have to face. Do we have a pick here, or did we trade it? We do have a pick. Okay, what I want to do is trade this pick and whoever it may be for somebody who's going to come in, help right away, and get this team to a championship contender. So we haven't made a trade yet just because I haven't found anything that I liked, but I do have someone in mind, but I just got to make sure I do it right. I don't want to make some stupid trade that I'll end up regretting. So I, of course, am going to sign Malcolm Brogdon back, and we're going to make sure he comes back, obviously. That's a pretty important step. So Malcolm Brogdon, we needed you as our point guard option. I traded for you for a reason. Glad you're back. So now we have Grant Williams, Romeo Langford, who are 2 guys that are trade assets to us right now. So if I could throw Romeo Langford some money and Grant Williams some money, throw both of them, sign both of them, that is going to be ideal. So we're going to have both of them come back, so that's good for us. So now what I was planning on doing with both of those guys is getting a legitimate center. So I was looking at a few guys, Rudy Gobert, which would have been hard to pull off though because his contract just so massive. I didn't want to trade too much. Clint Capella, but I feel like I've gotten Clint Capella enough times that kind of wanted to go a different route. There was a lot of centers I was looking at, and we all know Boston has always missed rim protection and rebounding, although I do like Rob Williams in that role. If we just get another option who I think is more elite at it, that would be ideal. So going to Cleveland and Jarrett Allen, where they drafted Paulo Banchero, so they obviously have a younger center that they are down to use. Now we can make this work. So now what we do is we throw in quite a bit of stuff. So obviously I'm going to try to keep Robert Williams and Marcus Smart as well if possible. So to do that, I'm gonna have to throw Max Kleber's money in there. I'm gonna have to throw Naismith's money in there. So we're only $7 million off for making this happen. Now that's where this Grant Williams and Romeo Langford extension comes in. So we have Kleber, Naismith, Romeo Langford, and of course, if you're getting a young center who can block and defend, That'd be Jarrett Allen. So now 2027 pick, and they don't agree. So far they aren't agreeing. I knew this would be tough to do, but it's fine. And we also got a few guys, and just like that, Bryce McGowan gets it done. We get Jarrett Allen, and we were able to keep Robert Williams and Marcus Smart. So we were able to keep our depth on top of that. So now Robert Williams, I didn't want to trade in this video at all, but I'm gonna be honest, Marcus Smart is a guy I'm looking at trading away, just because as much as I do like the guy, in 2K he doesn't offer us a whole lot. So if I'm able to get rid of him for a better shooting guard option, I think that's ideal as well. So I do like him though, don't get me wrong. So what I want to do is we're gonna need a wing player, a backup wing player, just anywhere really. So I see Terrence Ross, I see Jeremy Lamb, I see Juancho. I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually might be able to sign Juancho on top of someone else if I pull this off correctly. So Gallinari or Covington or anybody would like that. Batum, I'm gonna go ahead and give Gallinari a contract though. I'm hoping this is able to allow me to sign Juancho still. I think I should be able to. Yes, I can. So that is clutch. So let's go ahead and sign Juancho back. And we like that. So now, last but not least, before we get into this final season of trying to win a championship, it would be the Marcus Smart contract. So he is making around $18 million. We have Jalen Washington, who we could throw in here, and just to kind of scan the market, kind of see what I would be. I could get Karis LeVert from the Los Angeles Lakers. Why is Karis LeVert on the Lakers? I have no idea, but I do like the idea of that, to be honest with you. Joe Harris, Miles Bridges, OG Anunoby. I do like OG Anunoby. I could get like OG Anunoby and move Jaylen Brown to shooting guard. That's also something we could do. Do like LeVert, and I like the OG Anunoby offer. So we get Precious Achiuwa as well, but we don't. I mean, I don't know why Toronto would do something like this. So I think it's more realistic to say, don't know why Karis LeVert's on the Lakers, but the Lakers get Jalen Washington and Marcus Smart, and they get a defender while we get Karis LeVert. So I'm doing this trade. Karis LeVert is our brand new shooting guard. So just like that, Karis LeVert coming in here immediately should help out. So I like what we did. I think we pulled off a pretty good offseason, and I think we're ready to compete now. That's what we wanted. So we got Brogdon back, we were able to bring in Jarrett Allen, and we also brought in Karis LeVert on top of that. So former Indiana Pacer teammates find themselves in Boston now, so love to see that as well. So now, ideally I want this to be the last season, but you never know what can happen in these kind of situations, so we could just get eliminated immediately. But if we look at our rotation right now, it is Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Jarrett Allen, Robert Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Juancho, and Danilo Gallinari. And we also have A. Thompson down here getting some minutes. So at the very least, I think we've put ourselves in contention to be really talked about this year. How will that translate into 2K? You never know. Let's go ahead and submit this third and hopefully final season. So at the end of the year, we finish up as the first seed in the East, and Joel Embiid's MVP. Most valuable player. I keep wanting to see finals MVP. So MVP Embiid, Victor Rookie of the Year, 6th man goes Isaiah Stewart, Giannis Defensive Player, Paulo most improved. So just like that, Cleveland, like I said, opened up their center spot, allowed Paulo to play. Taylor Jenkins Coach of the Year, and executive goes to John Murphy. They only went 46 and 36, but hey, maybe it was a good season for them. So All NBA first team, All NBA second team, All NBA third team. So no Jason Tatum, it looks like, but I think we had more of a balanced scoring attack. So Marcus Smart does make it for the Los Angeles Lakers, though. Good for them, as the Lakers are in the play-in. So we get the first seed out East, and if we go look at our player stats, we had 25 from Jason Tatum, 20 from Jaylen Brown, 14, 13, 11, 10. So overall, I'm happy with what we've seen. I am going to go ahead and shrink this to a 9-man rotation, though, as our whole rotation is on fire, which is a W. So hopefully that translates into this playoffs, and we are able to win it all. So we are playing an AC to Philadelphia 76ers team that took us to the limit last year. So I'm going to come around against Philadelphia, and we are going to beat them in 5. So that's ideal. We get them out, and now we get to play Detroit, which is a team that usually ends up on the come up as you go more towards the end of the simulation. John Wall is coming off the bench for Detroit, Jaden Hardy, Sadiq Bey. So this could be a tough matchup. So I'm going to come around against Detroit, and like I mentioned, it is going to be a tough matchup. 3-1. And we lose in 5. So unfortunately, Detroit is just too good, and the Dallas Mavericks go on to win the championship. So Luka Doncic is your finals MVP. So I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and probably run it back one more time. If we lose another time, it is what it is, just not in the cards today. So I'll probably keep the team the same, run it back one more time. Lost in the second round. We get one more chance at this. That's all I'm asking for, and hopefully this time we win it all. Jason Tatum gets an MVP award as he averages 32 points per game, 46% from three. The man just clearly went off as we went 67 and 15 this year. So hey, it looks like we finally got it together. I think it helped that we were able to sign Josh Jackson off the bench. Not that it made a huge crazy difference, but having a 77 overall compared to like a 74 overall at the end of the bench like last year, I think it was 74. Maybe Gallinari was like a 76. I guess it probably wasn't that big of a difference. But regardless, I mean, it really doesn't matter though, because sometimes, as you know, it doesn't really translate. Someone didn't play in. We get to play the Brooklyn Nets. So if Brooklyn has, yeah, they have all three of those guys, as we know, Harden, KD, and Kyrie. So Sunday occur around against Brooklyn, and thankfully we don't lose to them. But now we get to play the team that knocked us out last year, where Jaden Hardy's only gotten better. Sunday occur around against Detroit, and we beat them in 6. So this time we were able to beat them. Now we get to play the Charlotte Hornets. So they themselves have a pretty good team. So we occur around against Charlotte, and we sweep them in 4. And now we get the Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson, John Morant, Mark Williams, Clark, Rashawn Holmes. And just like that, we win another championship for the Boston Celtics. Let's go, baby. Jason Tatum, Finals MVP. This was the final roster that we put together. I think we had a pretty good video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But for now, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.